WCG 世界总决赛服火爆开启。12月1日13点登录 ld.newtv.cn， 先到50级 WCG 世界总决赛选手战袍双手奉上，冲破60级 WCG 专属座椅限量送出，奖品丰富，静待归属，一切尽在 l.newtv.cn。
It's time for FIFA WCG 2012 Grand Finals.
That's right. The world's #1 European soccer simulator. And here we go. Ukraine versus Germany.
Yep.
Yes. So.
Now, even though the name here shows 2007, this is, of course, 2012.
Yep.
Just a login probably used on the PC.
And
wow. That was almost an early goal, but a nice defense.
That's right. And now it looks like the white team will pass the ball backwards, but not for long. There it goes front again.
Yep.
And now it's going back. Nope, front.
The thing is, he goes back again, but in this particular case, he could do this infinitely, potentially, because in real life, if you did that, you would get tired, but this is a simulation of soccer.
That's right. And the thing is that soccer is usually a low-scoring game, so it's okay if you just pass it back and forth for a while.
Yeah, if you pass it back and forth.
Oh, wow, he's moving now, though.
You're trying to get position.
The red guy wanted to be passed to him, but it didn't
that was nearly
so
a
close.
goal. Don't be tricked.
He's so sad. He was hanging his head in shame after that one.
Don't be tricked by the camera angle. See, he did block it with his hand. Now we're going to have a corner kick, of course, since the goalie was the last player to touch it.
Yep, nice head. Almost took a dive there, but thought better out of it. Let's pause the game for a second. Milan versus Milan. Italy versus Italy in this Ukraine versus Germany match.
Yeah.
Yep, we do.
I'm not sure why we have a pause. One of the players earlier, the Ukrainian player, actually did have a lot of issues with his computer setup.
Yeah, he's actually playing on a laptop right now.
That's a bit strange, but he has his particular settings he wants. He took about 30 minutes to set up, but now he's good and ready to go.
Yep, I'm going to assume the Ukrainian player is the one on the left, the white color, and the German player will be black. And look at this, a lot of aggression coming out of Germany right now, but Ukraine does manage to start passing it back and forth between their players by the goal again, and that's going to run out the clock a little bit more.
The clock, of course, very important soccer game of...
Well, there's not really any breaks in soccer other than halftime, right?
Yeah. Occasionally you have this dispute with the referee that can last a few seconds.
Well, the thing is that at the end of the game, they take all the time that they lost earlier and they add it on to the end.
Exactly.
So you just keep going.
Yep. Takes a few extra minutes. Usually it's referred to as extra time.
Yep.
And now this guy in the middle is really, he's trying to get the ball from him, but actually the black team here, he's got it. And now with this control, he's for the first time got a little bit of an aggressive stance. He's been a little bit on the back foot otherwise throughout this game.
See, the advantage you have in playing soccer through simulated ways is that when you, look at that steal by Ukraine.
That was a nice steal.
Yeah. When you kick the ball to your teammate, there's a yellow dot on the ground. You don't get that in real life.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very obvious who you're going to pass to.
Yeah, not so obvious in real life.
You also have this nice overhead view, so it's very easy to tell exactly what's going on at any given point in time or who's behind you without even looking.
The red arrow indicator above your head as well is helpful.
It's really helpful for your opponent's team. When the red indicator is over your head, you don't even have to look very far to know exactly who has the ball and how you should position yourself.
I mean, when I like to talk about FIFA, I like to talk about soccer streamlined, basically. Yeah. Is what it is.
It's basically it. Everything is really exactly how you want it to be.
He wasn't at that yellow dot, so he didn't quite pick up the pass. Now Germany has the ball again. You have to watch the yellow dot.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're right where that yellow dot is, or you will miss.
See, he was right on it. He's fine.
Spot on there.
Yeah.
Went across here.
And don't be fooled by the name. WCG FIFA 007 or just 17. He's not actually a secret agent soccer player. But it is, in fact, Germany.
Yeah. Oh, that was a nice backwards kick there. They've actually got this pushed up really far at this point.
But it looks like Ukraine will take possession again. And it seems like he likes to take a little bit more time. He likes to take some time to set things up. It's likes to get the proper positioning before going across.
Yeah, it's like
midfield.
He really wants to drag this out as long as possible time-wise.
Yeah. I mean, and you can see that too. Yeah. There is no clock on the screen really, but if there was, we would see how much time is being used.
Exactly. You can see, even though the clock reads 31 minutes, that's absolutely not true, nor is it 31 seconds. It's about 315 seconds,
I seconds
suppose.
Are counting up really quickly. And those are actually not.
No, that's not
seconds.
even quite it. Yeah, that's not quite it either. It's
no.
It's FIFA time that we're dealing with here.
Right. It's kind of like if you play StarCraft, there's Blizzard seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're a little bit faster than regular seconds, and I think it was about 200 years ago they started implementing that.
Yeah.
In soccer, and FIFA holds to that tradition today.
Absolutely.
And look at that. Passing it right back to Germany.
Yeah, you saw earlier both Emmanuels had passing of about 100%.
Yep. And I think at some point we may see a shot on goal.
Oh, he may actually go for it. He's got green shoes.
He's getting surrounded. Nice flank by Ukraine. Yeah, the green shoes really do indicate which players are the Germans. I mean, they do have the black uniforms and the black socks as well, but the green shoes really put the part. We're going to pause the game again. Let's work on the squad. We're going to have a substitution.
Yeah, it may be a substitution here, which is where you substitute one player for another.
Yeah. And, I mean, when you're having two Italian teams representing players from Ukraine and Germany, you want to make sure that you have the right squad, right?
Yeah,
because
sometimes you notice there's a few weak points in your group, and you want to go and substitute a player who seems to be maybe a little bit more tired.
It's very true.
Or maybe someone who's just not quite what you needed at that time.
Yeah. The guy in the red shirt, almost getting hit there. He is worth about 5 points, I think, if you manage to connect.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those are penalty points or what occurs.
He's got a card that's the same color as his shirt, and
if you get one of those cards,
you don't want that.
You don't want it.
No.
But he will give it to you, and you have to accept it.
We haven't seen the yellow shirt guy who has the yellow cards yet, but I'm sure he'll make an appearance. And look at that!
Oh, wow, that was actually a pretty close call, and he's going to go for a shot here. Nice denial, and now they've actually got great field position here with the shoes suddenly turned blue.
They did, and now that one's white. And look at this, he's got green shoes, and Ukraine kicks it at their own goal. The goalie was there to defend, and he's going to give it right back to the same guy that shot at him. I don't know about that. That's a bit dangerous, if you ask me.
Yeah, you got to be careful about that. Oh, a nice denial there. But he's out of bounds.
I think Ukraine went out of bounds. Yeah, we're going to see a replay of that. No, we're not. Let's pause the game. So right now we have 2 shots and a 1 shot on goal.
Possession definitely goes to the white team, though, about 64% to 36%.
Yeah.
And shot accuracy is 100%, even though they didn't get any goals.
Right. Nobody able to score an injury just yet.
Not yet. And no yellow or red cards on the field. Not a lot of disputes here.
That's right. So we're going to start off with a pass to Thiago Silva.
Silva passes it to Aquani.
We've switched sides as well now. Keep that in mind.
That always happens at halftime.
Is on the right. Yeah, it's a very quick match. Again, we are operating on FIFA seconds.
And
in this particular version.
Oh, that was very touchy there, but it looks like Germany will pass the ball back.
You have to make sure that you stay in bounds as well, because if you go out of bounds, the guy with the yellow flag will hit you with it.
Yeah, it's very true.
And it can be quite painful. So it's incentive for the players to make sure that the play stays on the field.
The flag guys have been trained so well. The second the ball goes out of bounds, they'll raise that flag.
He's right there, man, every time.
That's how you know the ball went out of bounds for sure, when you see that flag go up.
Yeah. And wow. Look at that. That's got to be, no, that's not a foul. And that is a shoulder check into Ukraine, but apparently they're going to let it go.
They let it go. I feel that was warranted.
Well, it was a bit violent.
It seems like the Ukrainian player is really switching between which player he's controlling quite often, because he's trying to predict the movements of the German player. But a little bit crisp here. Really good a shot. He goes for it.
Close.
Nice defense on the header.
Yeah, Ukraine has it once again, and they're going to pass it up to midfield. Passing it back a little bit. They don't want to cross it just yet. Want to wait for more of their guys to get into position. Germany has the surround on 4 sides, and he's just going to pass it way, way back. All right. Short pass to the front, nice and crisp. Very crisp.
Yeah, very crisp here. And just, again, we talked about this before. He has 64% possession in the first half, just making sure that even if he's not really going towards his opponent's goal, he's always got the ball.
Yeah, you can see how he got that great possession percentage. I mean, just by keeping it on his side of the field and not really advancing it, you really do get a lot of possession.
Oh, he's moving it up quite a bit.
Now he
Ukraine
is.
Go for a shot.
Oh, he's going to try, but that's way behind the goal.
Yeah, you want to hit in the front of the goal.
Yeah.
If you go behind, it doesn't count.
So the goalie will field it back into the field.
Yeah, going to take that goal kick.
Right about now.
And he actually goes for just a light kick. Wants to make sure that he can remain in possession of the ball as he moves forward.
Yep. And it looks like number 27. Oh, he almost hit the ref. But that's just the dangers of reffing a sport like soccer.
Yeah. Sometimes you get hurt. Sometimes you get your feelings hurt by what the players say to you when you make calls.
That's also very true. And there's a head.
Wow,
a
nice block. That was so close.
Yeah, great block from Ukraine. That was very, very close. We may see a tie here in game one. I don't see either one of these players
this is
giving
probably going to come down to a shootout.
It could. It certainly could.
And of course I mean by goals, nobody's going to get killed with guns.
No.
That's the Counter-Strike booth on the other side.
That's right. We don't want to mix games. They're all being played in the same booths, but we want to keep the guns and the gun games. And it just wouldn't work if we had a soccer ball in Counter-Strike as well.
No, I don't think that certainly wouldn't work out.
If a terrorist tries to plant a soccer ball at the destination point for that mission, he's going to have kind of a rude surprise.
It's really hard. It's really hard to handle that bomb without getting a hand bomb.
Yeah. Oh, look at that backwards head.
Oh, that was really
Ukraine.
Nice. And now he's actually got a nice forward position again.
Tried to slide kick him, Liu King style, and he's going to shoot, but no, it's wide yet again, and he's going to just shake his head in despair.
You know, most CGI characters get very frustrated when they miss shots, and even though it's the player's fault, they have to execute the program that's been
love the
written for them.
emotion that's shown on these players. You don't get that from Marines and StarCraft, really.
No, not always.
Like that, no.
Not generally speaking.
No.
They have the same sound every time they die.
The red guy's very lonely. No one ever passes to him.
Very true. At this point, he's got the endurance to be able to keep up with the game.
Yeah.
The pace of it. He's got really good eyesight as well.
He's just going to keep running. So, Germany is going to try to move the ball across the court again.
Do you think the ref actually has a large chest, and that's why we see like a shadow on his chest? Or is it actually he has something on his shirt?
I think it's possible, but hold that thought. Here comes Germany. And they're going to try to score. No, Ukraine over that one.
Ukraine with a great defense every time. Even though Germany's attempts are so good, they're able to shut it down time after time.
Absolutely. You know, I wanted to go back to you mentioning that guy's chest earlier because I feel that's a very important point. I think what you could be seeing is a chest hair triangle, kind of like Zangief has.
Oh, yeah, that's entirely possible.
I'm pretty sure.
A lot of video game characters do have this, and even though he's a European soccer referee...
It's quite possible. You know, he's from Russia, though. Zangief, that is.
Oh, okay. I don't know where the referee is from, but he's probably not from either Germany or Ukraine, because there could be a bias.
It is quite the multinational event here. Oh, look at that.
That was a very close call.
Oh, he's disappointed as well. He's going to have to get another tattoo on his neck to make him feel better.
Yeah, the more tattoos you have on your neck, the more you can easily forget about your missed shots.
Yeah, and look at this.
That was a great catch.
He gets to use his hands. That's the advantage. You get to be a goalie. And look at that.
Only if he stays inside
moonwalking.
that box. If he walks outside the box while he's touching it, the referee will come and blow his whistle at him.
That's right. And Ukraine all over this one. Oh, and he's just Antonini. He was disappointed with that call.
Yeah. He didn't really feel it was warranted.
No. I mean, it's a little bit frustrating. You have both teams from Milan, and so they will be, a lot of the same players on both sides. And when you have a matchup like that, it becomes very, very difficult because you kind of know each other's strategies already.
Yeah,
so it's generally a low-scoring game.
You know each other's faces quite well.
Yeah, you have the same face, in fact.
Exactly. If you are a defender and you practice against, when you're doing scrimmages and stuff with your own team against one of your opponent's wings, and then he comes up, you might get confused.
It's true.
But you have to look, when this happens, you look at the color of your opponent's shirt. That's how you can easily tell exactly who it is that you're looking at there.
And if you're still not sure, the shoes will generally give you a good clue
I've been doing
as well.
some Oh,
did you see that?
Yeah, that was quite nice.
That move from Ukraine right there. He's going to pass it back, and now you see the control again, the possession.
Yeah, very nice control over this game. I feel like,
well, except for right there. But.
Yeah, that was the first real mistake I've caught so far. But I feel like the Ukrainian team just knows their style is to play more passively, more defensively, and then take the opportunities. Whereas the German team is much more aggressive.
We have a stoppage, and that's it, 0-0. And let's watch a replay of the shots that almost went into the goal.
Nice shot, but also a great
Here's
block.
Another one. Again, almost going into the goal, but not quite. He's going to try it one more time, and not going into the goal. Yeah, so that'll be 0-0 for this game.
We are going to have some extra time and penalties, as was just shown here by our observing.
Yeah, now, you can see Ukraine did come out on top as far as possession went.
Yep, so
that's been a big part of their game.
Here's a little bit of our extra time here.
Well, we're going to see all the extra time, not just a little bit. Germany on the right side coming up the field. That guy motioning. Wow. Ukraine kicks it out. You know, the flag guy, he wasn't there at that point.
He was not nearby.
The ball.
He was a little bit off the screen.
Yeah. And the ref has to get out of the way. He doesn't want to touch that. He secretly does, but in the game he shouldn't.
If he touches it, people will question him as a referee. He
dreams of the day when he gets to shoot at a goal, but you have to be professional when you're reffing. And it looks like Ukraine is going to bounce it out again. He's like, that was my chest. I'm sorry. You can see by the look on his face that he knew it was his fault.
And all right. This time he actually does not botch it, but Pato maybe getting a foul here.
And there is our player from Germany who is controlling Pato right now. The magic of interactive video games.
Yep.
And it looks like he is just going to dance a little bit. But that dance won't distract Ukraine. He's going to pass it in anyway. Gets it right to number 7.
Yeah, he was able to really keep himself stoic throughout that crazy dance we just saw.
That's right. I mean, he did kind of like a little sort of new age techno shuffle, but something more popular right now, like Gangnam Style, that would have been maybe a little bit more distracting because you just want to do it yourself. You know, when you see that.
Exactly, you know.
So, you know, if you're trying to distract like that, you really can't pick something that's going to confuse the person who's
seeing it. Or even going back to an older style like a disco dance could work equally as well because it's really going to throw your prop, maybe surprise him.
That's a really good point.
The Macarena, for example, is quite effective.
Yeah, that's true. It's less. And look, Ukraine knocks it out again. They just can't keep it in bounds. And we're just going to skip right to Germany kicking it in. And Germany tries to head it. No, he's going to just fall. And Ukraine gets the ball back. Oh, no, Germany has the ball. They're going to maybe get a shot on goal here. Germany trying to head it in. Oh, and he did block it. Yeah. Germany very
I'm not sure if that was a block or the goalie just happened to fall down in the right spot. But
well, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That's what we're going to do. We don't want to be harsh.
Yeah, very true.
Not at all. And so now Ukraine will have the ball again, possessing it.
That is very actively possessing that ball, making sure that no one in a black shirt can touch it.
Oh, there was nobody there, though. Germany shooting into his own goal. Luckily, the goalie was there.
But you never want to have an own goal. That can sometimes cost you the game.
Well, the thing is, the goalie is the same on both sides, so he's going to block that ball no matter who's shooting it in there. And that is going to be it, guys.
Yeah, this
halftime.
Is the halftime of our extra time, so now we're going to switch sides again. Look
at that, again. Great blocking by the goalie on both sides of the field.
You can see the possession a little bit closer this time, 54-46. Germany doing a lot better job in this extra time.
Yeah, and I want to make a note of the shot accuracy. 100% means that it would have gone in if it wouldn't have been blocked.
Yeah.
Not that it went in.
Meaning that he didn't shoot in the goal towards the backside like we saw in the first half.
That's right.
Because usually there's a net in place to block that.
That's right.
Now, at this point, just more possession by Germany starting things off here.
Well, they're taking a page out of Ukraine's playbook. They're just going to keep it on their end of the field for a little while. Nope, they're moving across now.
Yeah, very aggressive. This is the German team's style so far here.
I don't know about this angle. And again, Ukraine kicks it out. And Tonini, you need to work on that a little bit.
Yeah, maybe spend too much time in the spaghetti house.
It's possible. Well, I don't know. I think that it's going to be a corner kick again. And will he be able to head it in? No.
Not quite. A great defense again.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like we're watching a game of aggression versus defense. The German team more aggressive. The Ukrainian team always on the defensive.
Yeah. More or less. But now they're going to try to take the ball back, and they're going to bring it back right to their half of the field, and then right into the other half of the field.
You know, the German team makes shot.
Oh, look at that Ukraine. Great flank. They were able to come out of both sides. He had no idea what was going on. Yeah, jumping, spinning headbutt from Germany, though.
Yeah, that was crazy. But the thing is, what I feel like we're seeing is the German team takes shot and the Ukrainian goalie defends it.
Well, Germany's
time and time again. And
like.
You keep seeing these shots of the German player. I feel he feels a little bit disappointed in how his team is controlling the ball. Of course, he's controlling the players, but you can't. There's always a certain factor of randomness in the game.
I haven't seen that much emotion on a player since that kart racing match we had just a little bit ago.
Yeah, that was.
Emotions run high, and Germany will toss it in. As long as you're out of the field, you get to use your hands.
That's very true. Only when you throw in, but you can't use your feet at that moment. Actually, you have to stay anchored into the ground.
That's absolutely true. So Germany will try to move their way across the field.
They're trying to use the possession style that Ukraine has, but it just seems like they don't quite have the right grasp over it that the Ukrainian team does. They need to go back to their aggressive style here.
Yeah, he's trying to pull the Ukraine team out of position, and it's almost working. Oh, look at the fancy footwork by Ukraine.
This is how you do it. This is how you control the possession.
Beautiful.
But he did make one slight mistake here.
Well, what was that?
He gave the ball away to the German team for a brief moment.
Okay, I see. Ukraine coming back across the field once again. They need to get some shots on goal if they don't have any chance of beating this.
They need to actually, take some shots, because if you don't take a shot, you're never going to get a goal.
And Germany heads it out of the goal area, out of the danger zone.
Yep, and again, just immediately very aggressive. It looks like this is going to be the end of our second half here.
I think so.
So I think it's time for some penalty kicks.
I think it's possible. We'll see what happens. And again, that was a replay of a goal that didn't happen. Here's the penalty kick. Can Ukraine get the goal? And he does. Oh, the goalie went completely in the wrong direction.
A little bit scared of the ball on that one.
He was. Now it's Germany's time. He's trying to distract him. You see the dance coming into it again. And he's going to dive in the wrong direction, too.
These goalies seem a little bit scared of the ball in this series.
They're diving out of the way. They need to change that. Okay, a milder dance. He wants to be prepared.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
He hit his back on the post, though. I hope he's all right.
He looks okay. He's fine. He's going to jump and wave his arms a little bit more. We just let that one go right past.
Really nicely done. And
that hurts.
That's not exactly how you do the thriller dance.
All right. A little bit more subtle on the German goalie side. Look at that. Did you see what he did? And he missed a kick. That is so embarrassing for Ukraine.
What a strange...
He fell down.
He must have tripped on the banana peel.
I guess so. And great block. He runs into the bar again.
Yeah, he must have some sort of protection on his back shoulder for this. The German player looking very frustrated with what's going on here.
Look at how he doesn't even look at the ball when it's coming to him. And a great block. He's happy about that one. If you notice, the German goalie has a strategy. He looks down at the ground during the kick while the Ukrainian goalie waves his arms.
It's very different styles here.
And it doesn't work.
A nice shot there by the German player. You can see how happy he is about that situation.
He's skipping with glee. And so, in the end, we're going to see if we want a rematch. It looks like Germany did win. Congratulations.
Congratulations
Acer,
to deto.
Deto, clearly the best FIFA player in this match.
Yep, definitely taking the victory here.
Yep, they're both playing on laptops, actually.
Yeah, he's playing it with a controller, in fact.
So Ukraine, it was a difficult time for them today.
A lot of possession, but the whole game we just took, which took about maybe 120 to 140 FIFA minutes, all came down to about 15 seconds of penalty kicks.
It's true.
And that's so frustrating.
It's difficult. Now, we may have another game here. It doesn't look like anyone's packing up just yet.
No, not just yet. It looks like Germany takes the lead, but we are just getting warmed up.
Up one game, the Ukrainian player. Hopefully they'll show us his name. He has to dig deep for this one. There's the controller of destiny. That is the peripheral that allowed Germany to take that first game.
He really likes the Logitech controller, it seems here.
Well, he's got the two joysticks on it.
Looks like it slightly resembles a PlayStation 2 controller.
It really does. I think DualShock when I look at that.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And it may be that you only practice on a PlayStation 2, so chose a controller that resembles as such.
Very true.
And there is, in fact, a PlayStation 3 controller.
Amazing. Amazing that we would see that in this game. Very, very good. So, clearly controller preferences weighing in here by each of our players.
When you go for the third-party controller, sometimes some people really dislike that style, but others really prefer it. And it's all about your personal preference. Some people like bigger buttons. Some people like smaller ones. The feel, the size of the controller.
That was a little shot of how it looks when a player scores a goal. just if you're new to soccer. And now we have a little bit more demonstrations of footwork. It's going to be Yozhyk versus Acer Deto.
Yeah, this is going to be game number 2.
Yozhyk versus Deto. Now that we know their names, we will use them. Yozhyk, or is he? I'm not
Yozhyk
sure.
is Ukraine, Deto is Germany.
But which jersey is which? Well, it's reserved.
I'm pretty sure Germany was black, but in this case, I'm not sure.
They're probably not going to change it. That would just be silly. They'd have to change his jerseys in the locker room between games. That doesn't make sense. So Yozhyk in the white, Deto in the black. Yozhyk passing up again, a much more aggressive style than we saw last game. And
Deto, nice defensive shot towards the goal. Really nice save there. And
he's going to field that towards...
That flag guy was prepared in case the ball went out, but in fact it did not.
Ready.
So his adrenaline was pumping, but the ball is still in play.
As was mine.
Very
My
good.
adrenaline, anyway.
Yeah. And in this situation, we see, again, a lot of possession. Immediately, as soon as Yozhyk grabs onto that ball, he's just going to clench it and make sure that it doesn't go into his opponent's hands.
Well, Deto wants to get that for himself, but first he needs to defend. Deto trying to come up and get the ball. Yozhyk, and he's going to make that shot as anyone says. It bounces off the post. The goalie gets tackled as well. Trying to get him out of the way is a great idea if you want to put the ball in, but the combination just didn't end up working out for Yozhyk this time.
Certainly not, but it was a close call.
Yeah.
Now right under that little yellow
X again.
Nice control. It almost went out of bounds there.
Yeah, well, we saw Yozhyk kick the ball out of bounds quite a bit in the last game, so we know he does like to employ that strategy from time to time. Yeah, and he's going to just, here we see that characteristic possession control. He's just going to kick it around his side of the field for a while.
Yeah, Yozhyk just making sure his opponent doesn't have the ball.
Showing off his signature moves in this game.
The thing is, if you never take a shot, you're not going to get a goal, and then the game could come down to penalty kicks.
Look at that. He got kicked, but no diving here. He's going to get right back up again.
If the game comes down to penalty kicks again, then all of this kind of feels like it's for nothing. So definitely want to take some shots, I feel.
True. Otherwise, we might as well skip to the penalty
kicks.
Because
in Game 1, we saw that Deto was actually the better penalty kicker. And so if you go to that point, it's like all of this doesn't matter. So you got to get that goal. You got to win here, or your opponent may have an advantage over you if he's better at penalty kicking than you are.
Well, it's all about Deto right now. I mean, if he wins this game, he wins presumably the match. We're not so sure, but we would guess he does. Yozhyk doesn't want that to happen. And he is going to just continue to keep the ball on his side of the field. He wants to wait for that perfect opportunity to go across and kick that goal. And as you can see, look, he's probably going to kick it back again. Kicking forward for just a moment and proving me wrong. Here he goes.
Oh, nice juke there, and he goes for the shot.
How did he block that? That did not look physically possible. That was amazing.
Well, I think it was more of a miss. I think he's not going to have 100% shot accuracy this game.
You know, it took an interesting bounce there.
Yeah, things sometimes take a twist for the worse when you go for
hands
shots
there,
like
and Deto getting very close, but Yozhyk manages to take it back.
And he's just containing the presence of Deto here. He's
really containing his spirit.
Absolutely. Too. You know, if you can never touch the ball, you feel like it's not really fair. You feel like a little bit left out.
Yeah, and look, we see Yozhyk kicking it out once again. But yeah, it is. It's like Yozhyk has taken Deto's spirit and, like a wizard, trapped it in a small crystal.
Yes.
And wears it around his neck. And his friends know it's in there. Deto's friends know, but
he wants to let it out, but he just can't get him out.
The wizard is too popular and too powerful too.
He's actually a level 60 wizard,
at least. So Yozhyk using that magic to keep Deto in position, but Deto's going to break free.
Deto wants to break out of that crystal, but
so close. It was a crack. The crystal is cracking.
Such a frustrating moment there. You could see on his face just how he felt when that goalie grabbed onto the ball.
That's right. Deto needs to be the dragon with a pickaxe inside the crystal to break out.
You know, sometimes... Well, that was a bit weird, what just happened there.
Sometimes they wanted to hug a little bit.
Sometimes in computer games, pathing issues do exist, and characters bump into each other instead of touching the ball.
I refuse to believe that. I'm sorry.
Well, you might want to do some research on that.
No need. Deto with the ball again. He's going to come across half field. He doesn't want to waste any time. Wants to take those shots on goal. He's not this isn't time wasting. This is just preparation.
Yeah, he's getting prep, and that was a really awkward exchange that we had just there. He could have just simply
passed he's got a duck. He's got a duck, and he did. His teammate got the ball again. He's going to try to shoot.
He's going for a shot here, and he goes.
Here he goes.
Oh, a nice steal.
Keeps it in
Yozhyk
play
just
even.
Walks circles around Deto in this game.
No kidding. He's looking good. I mean, real good this game.
Yeah.
Again, it's all about that control. And Yozhyk, easy pass to the middle. Nobody there. Deto, though, does manage to take the ball back as it goes to the side. Yozhyk
just trying to find another opening here, but he is much less aggressive. He takes fewer risks than Deto. Deto just likes to smack that ball all the way across the court and not wait for any opportunities. He just makes his opportunities.
Nobody at the yellow dot that time. Yozhyk does take the ball again, and he's got to be careful here because Deto, his players are gonna just start pushing. They're not just using their feet anymore. They're getting aggressive.
Yeah.
Watch for the hands. Here they come. And you saw it almost.
I think I've realized something. I feel like the color of the shoes indicate the player's position on the field.
I think that could be possible, but we would have to check with our statisticians on that one. Deto.
It was a discovery I made. But by the way, Deto, a little bit on the back foot here, but a nice defensive kick. And now he's actually going forward again in typical Deto style, but we are out of time.
That's it, the end. And no scoring yet. A very, very low-scoring affair, like a chess game within a soccer game, within a video game about a soccer game, within a booth, in a laptop.
That's absolutely true. In China, indeed, that's where we are, in fact, in Kunshan.
That's right. So there is Yozhyk, our player from the Ukraine.
Very much, again, keeping with his possessive style over the ball, just not letting Deto really touch it. And, to score, you have to actually have the ball dribbled unless your opponent gets an own goal, and in which case you wouldn't really be scoring after all.
No, that's the opposite.
Yeah,
you get negative points.
It's not quite like that.
You don't get that. But you should.
You feel that way in your mind.
It does. Oh, look at that. The trip from behind. Two members going down. Yozhyk, one of his players, throwing himself on the ground.
Hey, one thing I've noticed about this game versus some things that I've seen on TV is that usually you don't see any fake injuries in FIFA.
No.
I've noticed that nobody falls over and pretends to be hurt to try to get a yellow card.
If there's contact, there could be an injury, but there's never an injury when there's not contact.
Yeah.
Despite what we may see on TV sometimes.
That's for sure. That's one thing I've definitely noticed here.
So
Yozhyk passes here. Yozhyk just again with his style.
Oh, but Deto steals it back. Great footwork from Deto. He's going to come across the court now, and he's going to try to pass it back to the middle, I think, very, very soon because Yozhyk is in position to try to steal it back, and he's going to try, and he does get it, but no, Yozhyk loses the ball again to Deto. And
Deto, he seems to be motivated in this game, I feel. He's playing a lot better than he did in game number one.
I have the Tiger.
Yeah, something like that. I noticed he had his cell phone with headphones plugged into it in the booth. It's probably what he's listening to right now.
Absolutely, on repeat.
Maybe the German version of the song, but
it's international. It is for everyone.
Yeah, Rocky loves everybody.
It's an inspirational story. Beyond the game, another option.
Yeah, beyond the game. Now, Yozhyk.
Double slide kick, and it looks like Yozhyk's player will foul down. We may have our first injury point. Nope, just an injury. Look at that, his own teammate.
He's struggling to get up on the field.
Well, his teammate just hopped over him. No regard for human life on the Yozhyk side of the field.
And they're all about winning, win.
That's right. Play to win.
Says.
I appreciate that. Looks like the body has been removed, so we will continue play.
At this point, he's really on the back foot. He needs, even though he has possession, needs to get across that field and take a shot.
He does, but again, it's not his style. He wants to make sure that when he moves across the field, like right now, it's the perfect time. This is Yozhyk's time. He's got to make this goal. Deto's so threatening, you can't allow him to have the ball too many times.
Yeah, whenever he touches the ball, he really starts kicking.
Yeah, exactly, and he's always going to try to make those shots.
Yep. A nice style, but Yozhyk is really, for once in this game, actually going on a very aggressive offensive move here. Yozhyk takes it, though, on his home defender's side.
That he does, and Deto manages to get it through his shoulder chest, and he is going to retain possession.
Now Yozhyk is getting a little taste of his own medicine here, as Deto is being very defensive and safe with his plays.
Yeah, it's very true. So Deto trying to find an opportunity to get it back across midfield again. He's going to kick it to the outside, and it will be picked up by one of his players there. And he's in the middle. And now he's down at the bottom yet again. Even further. Oh, almost going out of bounds there. Flag guy was in position. We didn't get a shot of it, but he was there. Oh, so close.
Oh, wow, he was really playing with fire there. He's trying to trick the flag guy.
Here comes the possible shot. He thinks he's got an option.
Oh, he may go for it.
He's going to try to head it in.
And it's a goal! The first goal we've had this entire series.
Deto with the goal. Here's our slow motion replay. Nope, not anymore. Wait, here's another one. No, we're not going to see that. Once is enough. We don't want to cheapen it.
Oh, the goal was actually a miss?
It was a miss. It wouldn't, but didn't it go in the net? It was offsides. Oh, Deto.
Offsides.
Uncharacteristically making that offsides mistake. It was so close.
It was certainly so close.
We all felt it in our hearts.
We all actually thought it was a goal until we realized it was offsides.
We did, and there's no shame in that. None at all. Deto, he's coming back, though.
Yeah?
This is his time to shine. He kicked it in once. It was the wrong guy, but he could kick it in with the right guy.
Go again.
Oh, here we go. Here's another shot and another head.
Shot attempt, but he misses there.
And you can see the frustration on Deto's face, shaking his head. That was his goal. Now, number 32, resting his hands on his hips for a little while he considers the field.
That position is called akimbo.
That's right, the akimbo position, the best setup for kicking the ball back into play.
And look at this. Again, Deto on the aggressive. He's out for blood.
Oh, look at that. I believe the goalie punched that ball into Deto's player's head.
I think there was a moment in which both the goalie and Deto's forward and the ball were all three connected, touching at the same time simultaneously.
And that is a big moment for them. But
that's like going beyond the game.
It is. And that is something that Yozhyk really wants to avoid.
Yeah.
He wants to avoid having Deto's players.
He just wants the ball in the goal. He wants the ball in his opponent's goal.
It gets lost out of bounds. Flag guy points at him. He's like, this one's free, but next time I'm coming for you.
Yeah. Flag guy is kind of like the Reaper.
He is.
He and Death, which is the referee.
Oh, and look at that.
A little bit late on the flag that time, though.
Yeah, and he points the wrong direction, too. He didn't point at the person who kicked it out of bounds. Yeah, I was like, oh, look at that. He's just going to throw up his hands. He's like, I'm not even going to try anymore. I know you're just going to kick it out of bounds. Deto calling his bluff, though. He has not kicked it out of bounds. It's still in play.
Certainly so, and he's moving it forward again. Typical Deto style here, not wasting a second, just going for the forward kicks rather than the passes.
That's right. And Yozhyk can't seem to get the ball back despite four members of his team being around Deto's player. Here comes Deto.
He's going for the
shot. To kick it again. And will he be able to get again ahead from Yozhyk? Gets it back out of the danger zone.
Yeah, Yozhyk just keeping the ball constantly on Deto's side.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see the possession for this game, actually.
I think we will.
Yeah, we will see it in
at some point. The ref
3
minutes,
3 FIFA minutes time.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. That was a weird headbutt to the shoulder.
I don't know what happened there. Yozhyk, not quite sure as well. He's like, I didn't tell him to do that.
Reminds me of
And you have to really protect what's important to you when you're getting shot at.
He thinks Aquilani was actually going to be the best choice.
It's going to be a 41-yard field goal. It's at the end of his range.
One of those players protecting his groin, but he really needs to be more concerned about the ball coming towards him, not the other one.
Oh, he trips. He trips over the other guy's feet, and that's a face for Deto. He is not happy. You can see it. Yozhyk, too intense. He's not going to take any time to mock his opponent's misfortune. That's good sportsmanship.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Number 27 kicks here, and he wants to go for the shot, but he knows there's too many Deto players here.
That's right. And, looks like the
super kick stayed in play. He's actually going forward still here.
That's amazing.
This is what happens when you walk with a ball into a Deto nest. It's going to get stolen.
That's true. You don't want to do that.
No.
It's dangerous, and look at that. A little bit of hugging on the sideline, and the ball does go out of play, being neglected. And so Deto obviously not happy with that. He wants to play a game of soccer, and the kick almost coming to the goal. But
this is going to be the last play here as we have reached 90 minutes. The kick is here, and I think we're going to see it called any second.
That's right, there it is. So 0-0 yet again. Yozhyk, he really caught a lucky break with that kick from Deto that went in, but then he was offsides.
Yeah, definitely so. And at this point, He's got to be scared about Deto potentially winning against him in the penalty kick section. Of course, we are going to have some extra time before
look at that. See
he
again.
Punched it right into his head. It looks like they didn't actually touch each other simultaneously in that case.
Muay Thai goalie punched the ball into the guy's head and then kneed him in the chest as he was falling. Good combo from the goalie, but just not enough for Yozhyk to capitalize on. No KO. And we may have to go for another round.
It's starting to seem that way.
I think it is.
We're going to have probably 2 rounds of extra time unless one player gets a goal before that.
Deto on the left, Yozhyk on the right. Yozhyk in the white jerseys, Deto in the black. Both players playing the team from Milan. Milan versus Milan, as you can see. A low-scoring affair right now. And Yozhyk, he's coming up.
Yeah, indeed. And a great approach here. Deto's in trouble.
There's an opportunity.
He doesn't have enough. This is great. Goalie. And you're in that kind of moment. It's all about the goalkeeper there. There's no one else there. And the goalkeeper puts his hand right where the ball is and says no.
Yeah, that goalie just so good at what he does right now.
Doing the knee dance shuffle.
He's ready. Oh, look at that. Bicycle kick. Liu Kang style. That's going to go out of bounds immediately.
Yeah. Bounced out of bounds, but even if it bounces out of bounds, you have the same sort of situation as if it rolls. Doesn't change.
That's right. And Yozhyk still threatening. Still very threatening. And he's going to try to shoot with it.
Oh, look at
that. Slides down the torso of his opponent. And that is going to lose him the ball.
Yep. But Deto, he is really aggressive here as usual. He wants to get that score. He does not want to go to the penalty kicks. He just wants to win the game here and now.
Oh, look at that dodge. Look at that juke. And he's going to kick it to his teammate on the far end of the field, who's going to try to advance it. They need to get a good position in front of the goal. You can see Deto getting in position.
Oh,
the head
high.
Barely not making it in.
You can see the frustration on his face there.
Yeah, this is serious, guys. So, number 32, once again, he is going to field it. It's going to go.
Oh, almost a denial there.
Almost. Yozhyk does have position again, though.
Yozhyk, great position here.
From the Ukraine.
And I feel like Yozhyk just has this feel for how to keep the ball away from Deto. It's just time and time again. Whenever Deto gets it, he's like, well, if I hold on to this for too long, he's just going to take it from me, so I'm just going to go for the goal right here and now and doesn't hesitate for a second.
And he's going for it. A lot of aggressive play coming out from Yozhyk right now. Oh, but Deto steals it back, and you can bet he's going to try to get down the field nearly as fast as he can. You know, I feel like Deto's confidence in the penalty kicks, if we have a 0-0, is well placed, but Yozhyk not to be underestimated as well. Here comes Deto. He's got a man in position, but Yozhyk takes the ball back.
Yep. And it looks like he's going to push it forward again. And here's the end of our first segment of time. And Deto's been very frustrated. He wants to get an actual goal here.
Yeah, the penalty kicks, not as much honor in that. Yozhyk's going to have to take what he can get here.
The goal of soccer is to score goals, in fact.
Yeah. And here's a replay of that not happening.
Yeah.
And again,
and
not
again,
happening.
Once more, not a success there, a failure.
No goals. No goals at all. So now we're going to wait for the opponent, and we are just going to go ahead and start playing once again. Deto on the right, Yozhyk on the left. Yozhyk from the Ukraine, Deto from Germany. Here at this FIFA match at WCG 2012, and Yozhyk kicks it out once again, returning to his strategy that worked fairly well for him in Game 1. Not so much in Game 2.
Yeah, not so much indeed.
No.
And we'll see if he can actually get this shot. Oh, that was a weird right hook there. That's normally not allowed.
Well, it is now. And here comes Yozhyk. Oh, he doesn't quite get the goal. Deto disappointed
Deto's showing some real frustration in the booth, whereas Yozhyk seems more calm and collected despite the fact that he's down a game.
I think so, too. Deto just wants to finish it. He doesn't want this to go on any longer.
Well, the goalkeeper very aerodynamic with his shaved head.
Yeah, and that's important too. Usually you will put some grease on there as well to cut down the wind resistance.
Exactly.
Yep. That's why you wear the socks so high. If you didn't,
your hair, you don't want to shave your legs. People are going to make fun of you, so you wear your socks high.
You wear high socks. It's true.
Exactly. That's absolutely correct.
Not much hair on the forearms or knees, so that can be left exposed. Neck, another region of the body with not a lot of hair in general.
Yeah. Most everywhere else, though, is covered, unless you need a repair job on your jersey.
Yeah. Now, the players who are actually on the field, they can have hair. They're not always running. They don't need to be reacting that fast as the goalie does. And here comes Deto once again. He's got a good position, but Yozhyk defends. Deto very upset about that.
He's getting emotional in there, and
that's right.
He needs to calm down and remember that he is up a game in this series.
Well, he coaches with tough love. He tells his players what they need to hear. He counts on them to be able to take it.
Yeah, and he does. And when that's best conveyed by the mashing of the buttons.
Yeah. Oh, Deto kicks it out once again. So disappointed. Even though he is winning right now, Deto very frustrated in this match apparently.
Yeah, definitely wants to take a real goal here. That's been his aim.
Yeah.
The entire game. He just doesn't even like to pass the ball. He only really goes for the shots.
Yozhyk bending it like Beckham with that kick across the middle. And you did see the ball bend. Literally bend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like as if Beckham had kicked it.
Yeah, it certainly looked like that was the case.
Right.
Now, Yozhyk looks like he wants to go for a shot of his own. I think, he's in the Deto nest again, though, and this is a big problem.
Deto trying to slide and kick, but that doesn't work. Yozhyk gets the ball back once again. He's calling for help. He needs someone in position.
Position-wise, this is just not a good place for Yozhyk, so he's trying to get a better setup here, and he may have done it.
But there's a penalty. Yozhyk paid for it there. We saw a glimpse of a player for a moment. We're going to blame it on him. And it will be a free kick.
Very much the patient player. Doesn't really show as much frustration.
Yeah. And here we go.
A great kick here. That was really far, but two heads collide.
Yeah, that's not allowed, and Deto should have known better. This is intense. And here we go. It's penalty kick time. Yeah. You can see again the characteristic style of the Ukrainian goalie waving his arms about and then diving the wrong direction. That's a goal for Deto.
Yeah, it's really scary, that ball. You don't want it to hit you in the face, but sometimes you just got to take it.
Looking down at the ground. Not even at the ball. Comes up, and it was close, but that's a goal for Yozhyk in the Ukraine.
Yeah, tie score here.
Yep. A little bit more excitement, not quite as much, and he's not going to dodge it either.
That's a little bit too soon, so the ball went right over him there.
Yeah. Okay,
now a little bit of bouncing, doing this frog style.
Jumping defense followed by the bow, and he's just going to catch it.
He gave it right into his hands.
That was just a friendly game of catch.
Playing it into things' hands.
And here we go. Deto could take it, and he does. Look at that, Deto. He is the man today. Yozhyk, one more chance to tie it up.
All right, he looks up, and here we go, the shot. The wrong direction.
Deto looking back at the billboard, saying, why did you distract me with that advertisement? Now Yozhyk trying to distract with that technique again, but he's going to dive the wrong direction. Yep. And Yozhyk.
It's so hard to have the reaction time to actually go in the correct direction when the ball is coming towards us. Usually you just guess.
Yep. And Yozhyk gets another goal. So easy. He drops to his knees. His legs gave out right at the end, but he had just enough strength to get it in there. Deto, it's his turn. Yozhyk looking very distracting, and he's going to drive the wrong direction again.
Deto looking very pleased with his penalty kick so far.
That is it. That is it. Deto takes the match.
He takes the win. There's no way for Yozhyk to catch up here.
Yeah, it's over. Deto wins 2-0. Acer, Deto, congratulations. You are the champion of this match.
Yep, WCG 2012 Grand Final FIFA match is over. Deto was taking it, in the game itself, it looked like Yozhyk may have had the better control, he may have had the better possession, but Deto was just going to smack it towards that goal, and eventually, even though he kicked it out a lot of times, the time would run out, and he was going to take those points at the end.
Very true. An epic match here at WCG. We're going to take a quick break, guys, but there will be more action coming up with a different game very, very soon. Dota 2 semifinal coming up in just a moment. And that'll be it. We'll talk to you later. Thank you for joining us for this wonderful FIFA match.